Buying your first automatic is a huge step, but I did stumble over a pretty important part of the decision. And after a couple years of excuses and cold feet, I finally got around to fixing my mistake by taking a printhead off this press and switching it with the open space that we left for the flash. And now we have 2 spaces in front of the flash instead of 1. It was super scary having our main machine taken apart and out of service, but it was totally worth it in the end. So let's look at this surgery footage and I'll tell you how it went. Now, when I was emailing our salesperson about this press, I wanted to leave one of the heads open for flash. We're flashing almost every job, so why not save like 10 grand and ditch a printhead? The problem I ran into is I chose to leave space number 2 empty, and it really was fine for a long time with a single operator. But we started using the rollers for more than just after the flash. One of the things I love about the rollers is managing adhesive on press, especially on hoodies and thicker materials. The roller smooths down the fibers, of course, but more importantly, it sticks that material down to the platen nice and evenly. If I only had one roller, I would definitely put it up front. And this lets us get several rounds with water-based adhesive only, no sprays. Anyway, so what can we do? I wasn't feeling super smart about this decision, and maybe that's why it took so long, right? It was always in the back of my mind as this huge project that we need this downtime to tackle, but it was really my pal Richard at ROQ who got the gears turning on this, and he convinced me, literally convinced me that it would be easy. And after doing it, I got to agree, I think anyone could do this with some guidance. But remember, this isn't supposed to be a tutorial because ROQ is there to support you, and if you're going to do this, I suggest reaching out to them, get that support step by step, because if we could figure it out, then I'm sure any other shop can. Okay, so the first thing was just checking if our press was wired for it. But we popped open the panel to check and it was good to go. We got power, data, but no air. So we're gonna pull air from the spot right beside it, the original position. The top support bar was next. Should it slide out? Oh, there we go, yeah. And there's a bunch of bolts along the bottom as well. And this is the final set that are attaching the printhead to the press. Or so we thought, because we tried to move the printhead and it felt like it was 500 pounds, but really it was just fully attached to the press still. It's a really long bolt here that attaches the spring to the press and the printhead, but once we got it out, the printhead came right off. And we'll just try and slide it back a little bit. And after that, we got it disconnected, and it was as simple as just moving it over one spot.
Oh yeah. Definitely holding it on this end.
There we go. Oh, there's so much less activity space between this pillar now. Well, I guess there's a flash there before, so it's almost more space. But of course, there's no such thing as a 5-minute job at Floodway. We ran into a couple little problems that needed to be resolved. No, we gotta deal with that. I'll do that after. Yeah. And I was a little worried about this type of stuff popping up, but it was super simple. These presses are surprisingly modular, so instead of having to move these bars and rewire them and all this crap, we can just take the whole front clamp assembly off and put it on another printhead. Once we switch it, we ran into another little problem with the squeegee buttons weren't working, but we ended up switching the panels around as well. And it all went pretty smooth, right? There's no unexpected delays or downtime, and it's just one more bit of experience we have troubleshooting our own issues, diagnosing problems, and servicing our own machines. So take that time to fix what bugs you. Start with the small stuff, and it makes time for the big stuff like this, because every improvement has so many unexpected little benefits that pop up. I bet we got the return on this time investment in a couple weeks max. And if you think you got some value and return on your time from watching this video, then smash that like button for your boy and make sure you're subscribed, because you know I'm always working on something here, and I love having you all along for the ride. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.